Welcome back. In this video, we are going to be talking about if-else statements which help in conditional execution. So I've written a very simple program here where I'm trying to understand what the current temperature is like, and based on that I would be outputting a statement which reflects the weather for the day. So that's what is done here. I'm capturing the current temperature from the console, and as you can see here, there's an if-else structure that I have written out here. So if the current temperature is less than a certain threshold value, I'm saying that it's chilly. Else, if that doesn't get satisfied, execution comes down to the next else if and checks that condition. If that is satisfied, well, then the remaining statements are not executed. But if that isn't satisfied as well, then the next one keeps executing. So that's how the execution proceeds. It proceeds until it finds a match. And at any point in time in this if-else ladder, if it finds a match, execution bumps out. So this is how everything happens until, of course, you reach the final else statement where it gets executed, which gets executed if there's no match found, right down to the bottom of the ladder. Now you could also have an if condition like this without a closing else. So it's not really some condition here. I could have some condition. So it's not really essential that every if should be followed by an else. So you could always have an if as a checking condition. Now there's one thumb rule that is usually followed, and that is if your if-else ladder gets too long, and it's going to become a really convoluted mess of if and else statements, then you'll be better off using a switch case statement. Now it's also possible to nest ifs inside another if statement. So like, for instance, let's assume that within this else if I have something like this, and I can always write another statement here which says if current temperature is maybe greater than low, and current temperature is less than maybe, let's say I add another value which says low mid. I can say cout /n, it's not so, it's still chilly, it's still a bit cold, else. So let me introduce one more here which is low mid, and let's say I set it to 60. So if it's greater than low, so that if it's greater than 48 and it's less than or equal to 70, then it would enter this ladder and this else if loop, and within that it's going to check and see whether it's greater than low and the current temperature is less than low mid. So in fact, this is redundant. We don't need to check whether it's greater than low because that's why it's coming. We just need to check whether it's less than low mid. If it's still less than 60, so if it's less than 60, it could be greater than 48 and less than 60, it's still a bit cold, otherwise it's going to be pleasant. So you can nest ifs inside another if as well. So let's run this code and see what happens. So I'm being prompted to enter the temperature, so let me enter maybe 40. So I say it's chilly. Alright, so now let's run it again, and this time I'm going to enter something which is less than low mid. So let's enter maybe 58. Alright, and then let's see whether it's going to give me this statement. It's still a bit cold, so let's try 58. So let me put that down here, and maybe this can be say 65. Okay, so let's run that as well. So I went at 58 and it gives me the value. It's still a bit cold, which is what I expect. Awesome. So now let me try whether I can hit this one. It's pleasant. So I'll enter 65. Alright, so I've entered 65 and yes, I get the statement it's pleasant. So that's what I expect. Alright, let's give it one more shot and let's try something that's really hot. Maybe 85. 85 is going to be hot, and that's less than high, so it's equal to high. So if, let's say we enter 90, let's enter 90 and we get the statement that we expect. I need a ton of ice. Awesome. So that's what we expected. Now this, as I said, is a very powerful tool, but you need to ensure that you don't end up with spaghetti code by nesting too deep and having code which is just a bunch of unmaintainable logic. So your nesting levels should be at a reasonable level. They shouldn't become unmaintainable, and that's the only thing that you need to take care of. And as I said, if you're having too many if-else statements, then you would be better off using a switch case statement. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video.